Hey guys, it's Kat with Southern Angels Paranormal, and I am here for just a little impromptu chat with you guys. Um, that's why okay. I do pajamas for my paranormal pillow talk, but I generally will do makeup and all that, and I just this is kind of a school night for me, so. Yeah, I kind of didn't really have any okay, I had a choice. Don't get me wrong when I say that. Um but I didn't have a choice because I wasn't going to continue to see um after this week and hearing all of these people who were hurt by this person. I didn't know how far widespread it was. And you guys know I canceled my show for this last weekend. I had out of town company, uh, and I'll tell you guys more about what happened um, over the weekend um, on Saturday night show. It was for Friday night, but Wang does not get in town until mid late afternoon or early evening tomorrow night. So I moved the show to Saturday night. But so I haven't actually gotten to speak at all about this, but I wanted tomorrow's show to be about the show and not about anything else. So you guys can see I'm not okay. You know, I realize that there are people who are like, it's funny because like I do one rant, well, actually just when needed. And if people would stop being really shitty people, you would never see me rant about anything. And I also am the person that is going to, if somebody and something is being wronged or defrauded or what have you, I'm going to talk about it. And that's just the way that it is. Doesn't make me the most popular person, but you know what? There are people who like my shows and actually do like my rants. Because I don't do them without cause. Okay. And this is really important because this person found my channel right after the Huff ordeal, and I'll explain to you guys who it is. I'm not making y'all wait the whole entire time like I normally do for suspense purposes. But okay, all right. Okay, so I am going to add one thing to this when I'm done about this person, but the reason it's so important for me to do this, I don't know if you guys saw. Okay, well, let me back up. Okay, when you guys know that when I was doing the haunted trunk contents, that one Friday night, okay, that I had so much paranormal activity when I was showing you guys the additional items from the trunk. And once they all came together, it created that paranormal storm, so to speak. And I was contacted by Healing Waters Paranormal. You guys know him as Zach. Okay. And he contacted me like that Friday after that, or during that show or after that show. And he is the one who said that, he had been part of the satanic cult and that he very much felt like these items had been a part of satanic rituals, that the things that were in it very much represented the things that people would use in satanic rituals. Okay. Now, I had already originally thought that possibly the items could have, you can only theorize when you're investigating things that have all of these pieces that kind of fit together. And you start, you guys did everything live with me as the trunk contents unfolded. And then that night, when everything came back together and it created this paranormal storm, is what I'll call it. And then you get this message. I never knew anything about satanic anything, or do I care to, I might add. But when you get a message like that in the midst of this paranormal superstorm, okay, you can be, especially when you're sitting in the middle of that storm, you can be highly suggestible. I don't even think is a word. Okay, people can suggest things to you that all of a sudden you're like, they persuade you to look at things from their point of view, and he sounded so sure of himself. So then when Saturday night came, I kind of talked about the whole everything that happened the night before, and then everything started going haywire, and he wanted to come on live to try to help. Well, as you guys know, that night, you guys saw all of it take place live. So when I started to do what he said for me to do, I did notice one of my IR lights just went pew. Things in the trunk must know I'm talking about them. Imagine that. So I don't know if there's actually enough light in here, but I think there is. All right. I'm going to cuddle up under my blanket. Y'all can't tell it's pink, but it is. Okay. All right. Hey, Nicole Schultz. Okay, she's somebody who plays a huge part in this. Okay, so after when he was doing that, there were some things that I noticed that very much didn't seem right. And I don't know about you guys, but he wasn't, I was saying Catholic prayers because I was brought up Catholic, okay? And he wasn't doing any of those. Oh, let me take 2 seconds and do shout outs really quick for you guys. And Wayne's Catholic, and it was kind of weird to me that he wasn't praying. Like if you actually are a part of a church, that you've renounced your Satanism and you're part of a Christian church, then you're going to be doing certain things differently than what he was doing. In fact, all of the things that I had on hand, crucifixes, I go and help people with this stuff, but not with satanic stuff. So I had chiming bowls, I had sage, I had Palo Santo, I had anointing oil, I had everything on hand because this is what I do. But there were some things that stood out to me as didn't seem right. Okay. So let me just go ahead and say, hey guys, so Starry Night, Pearl Coke, Loki, Bloody Mary, Diane Hilbert, Hello Sweetheart, Crystal Carter, Sarah Farnham, of course. I know I saw Brooke Bass when I looked up, did I say Bloody Mary? Henry Clary, Vintage to Vixen, Pearl, Penny Walton, Bear Volkman, Liz Rudder, Brandy Carr, Nicole Schultz, of course. And unfortunately for her as well, she was a victim as well, but I'll explain more in a minute. Let's see. Teresa Kyles. Let's see. If I missed anyone you guys want to shout out, you can type in below and I'll try to catch you guys. And Penny Walton. Hey, sweetie. Okay, so back to the thing. Okay, after that, all right, um, after that night, it kind of felt like having somebody with a strong affiliation that said that they participated in negative spirit removals of that kind. That if we would ever come in contact, because he had said if you ever come in contact in the future with anything um, that dark in nature, that he could send this ancient spirit that he worked with, which you guys have known as V, to come and aid in that. So that felt like that would be a good resource in the future if we ever needed it. So then you guys saw him on one more show. And then that night was also a little concerning because, quite honestly, um, God, I look like crap. I just looked up at the screen. Holy shit. You know what? Next time, note to self, I will actually put on makeup and do all that. But you know what? It's too late now. I just actually looked up at the screen. So, um, after that, it was only it was, you know, he was working with this ancient spirit, what have you, and I didn't thank you, Emily, and welcome to the show. I There are a lot of things that took place after that, friendships, conversations, um, between Wayne and Zach, between myself and Zach, um, and unbeknownst to me, quite a few of the ladies in that came to our chat. I mean, um, little did I know quite how many and what was being done. Okay. And this is really, you know, I have compassion. I truly have compassion for people on a level that um, not many people can do. I believe in the best in people, which is what gets me burned so often. It's why, you guys, I'm not a shitty person. Contrary to how when I do a rant, I'm passionate, okay? When somebody does something so wrong that it needs to be put out there, I realize people are like, you know, why is she always doing rants? I'm not always doing rants. Generally, I'm sitting with you guys and live streaming for 5 and 6 hours a week. And people forget that. Oh, Vixen. Is Michelle. Hold on. I'm going to throw Michelle, you just got wrenched. Okay. I think Lori Star, was Lori in there? Lori, did I shout out to Lori? Okay. Where was I? No. Oh, totally. Okay. All right. So where was I, Wayne? Where was I? Okay. So he was apparently talking to quite a lot of the ladies, okay? And this is where it goes really bad, okay? Oh, I know what I was saying. Compassion for people that do have mental illness, that I don't know. I have far too much of that, and it keeps me from always knowing what's right in front of my face. Um, Thank you, Eugenia. Thank you. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. Um, the nicer the person and the more I think they sit back and watch me, to be quiet. I've been thinking about this since the whole Barbie Debbie thing. And, you know, I think that people sit back and watch me I think they assess my weaknesses in the places that they can get in, and then they do. And I I have to, the sad part is what it's ending up doing is making me close my circle to so tight that I've changed phone numbers. Not many people have it, and I can get close to nobody other than the people that I know that for sure I can trust. And you guys all know who you are. Um, and it's sad because I like really connecting with my fans and the people that come and share fellowship with us on the weekends for Paranormal Pillow Talk. And so that that one kind of uh, hit me between the eyes, not because it's not like he was a part of Southern Angels Paranormal Team. We talked about, hey, if we need him in the future, will use his expertise, and uh, that was really about it. But then I went back to living normal life, and he started to talk, first of all, to Nicole Schultz, really beautiful, blonde haired, sweet lady that was coming in my chat and found that she was very drawn to him. And so they started to talk. And really, I won't say too much um, about I'll be I don't want to divulge too much of what Nicole went through. So I'll kind of just you know sort of touch on it without um, exposing too much of what he did to her. But I will tell you that I knew nothing about this. I knew that he said that he really really liked Nicole, and I was like, well, I can see why. She's like super beautiful and sweet. And um, then when things weren't going the way he had hoped, he started to really like shit talk her. And I didn't know her personally, and I was like, well, some of the things he was like freaking out because she couldn't FaceTime with him, and really what she was saying was true. She was at her kids' soccer games and stuff, and her iPhone couldn't do that feature while talking on the phone at the same time. And so he was a real asshole to her. And he accused her of lying and all this. And he's telling me the story. I said, well, actually, she's telling the truth. I mean, I don't know her personally, but I know that particular phone service, you can't do that. And he goes, oh, wow. So I was wrong. And and he was like, I guess I need to apologize. Well, clearly he must have been such an asshole that she was like, yeah, fuck you, I'm done, leave me the hell alone. Well, he doesn't take rejection very well, I guess. And no, I know at this point. And so he really was saying horrible. I can't get the okay. I think probably I'm back. You guys are gonna have to let me know. if I'm back. And that computer is so far over there that I'm going to have to jump over there. Like how long? Like it maybe every 15 minutes. Okay. All right. Oh God, I hate I hate doing this. Contrary to what you guys might think are actually just my haters. I don't like doing these, but you know what? When you take a position of leadership and strength and doing the right thing, it there are some people who might appear to you guys as being super nice when in fact they really are not. Okay. Steve Huff would be a prime example. He seemed real nice and real about everything until he got outed for the shit he got outed for. Okay. And if you guys have ever known me to do one that was unearned, then let me know. Okay. Well, actually, people do try to let me know when they think that I have. But this one couldn't be more on point. And it makes me really sad because of what happened next. So poor Nicole then, unbeknownst to me at the time, was being like harassed, belittled, called horrible names, scared her, then lied to her, told her that because I did private investigation that I was investigating her, and all lies. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. He was also talking, I haven't even seen Stephanie D, which really worries me. I don't know if any of you guys have seen her, but I know that she was I would strongly guess that she's having or has had a bad something as well with him. Sarah Farnham. Okay, if you guys haven't seen Sarah Farnham's video, she's in chat. You can look on her Google Plus. She was his friend, and all and up until the time, and this goes back to like the night that like a month ago, she was talking to him, and then he was watching our live show, and he was hating on everybody. Hated Wayne. He didn't even like me. He called people fakes and frauds, and like any other person who was live streaming, he would down them and call them fakes and frauds too. And Angie Bingful's Paranormal Adventures, he was telling Nicole and Sarah that she was fake. And you know what? She isn't. She shares her experiences, and these things happen live, and it's really disturbing to see how far he went. You know, if Deb just me, he said he was going to send demons to people to hurt them, for I guess outing him. He said he was in a relationship with Amanda. Amanda wanted nothing to do with him that way, and he was talking shit about her. I mean, yeah, Healing Waters Paranormal. So let's just, it's not even, Shannon, that he's a know-it-all. Okay, well, no, clearly, I guess he thought he was. So when Angie did a video outing him for what he did to Nicole, okay, then Angie thought that because he had shown, had been on our show, that we would somehow be upset with her, which couldn't have been more further from the truth. I wish everybody, you guys, listen to me. If people had come to me about Barbie and everything she was doing sooner, then I would have known a lot sooner before I parted with $800 worth of equipment. I'm sorry, Barbara Fields. Yeah, that Barbie isn't even her real name. And there will be a follow-up video on that. And then all of you who went the Barbie way are going to feel real stupid, and Debbie's going to feel really stupid. But that's a whole different show. Anyway, neither here nor there. If you guys are being bullied by somebody who appears on my show, please understand that from this, and I said this last couple weeks, from this point forward, Cat Angel Show is a Cat Angel Show is a Cat Angel Show. When Wayne is here in person, it will be the Cat and Wayne Show. Otherwise, you guys are going to see me with Wayne in my ear. You're going to see someone in my ear so they can work chat. And you're going to see me doing my show the way that I've always used to do my shows. When we're on live investigations, you'll see that. But if somebody comes on my panel, please know that that does not mean that I blanketly endorse them. If you guys met Zach at the same time, I didn't. Okay? And honestly, he apparently hurt a lot of people, threatened a lot of people. And the worst part, the thing that made me do this show tonight, and I'm just going to tell you straight up, is that when I found out that he had hurt Callie, not that Sarah and Nicole and all you guys in your experiences were not important, they are, and I would have brought it up just at my show in passing. You guys saw Angie's video, you saw Sarah's video, and you would have known more at my next show. But once I saw what he did to Callie, I was like, okay, gloves off. Callie is the most one of the most beautiful people in the paranormal that I've ever met. She never hurts anybody, and to know that he, what Zach will do is 1 minute he'll say that everything, he'll validate people, and then when people don't do what he wants, or clearly he just hates people, he just hates everyone. He pretty much, from what Sarah said, he truly really talks shit about everyone. And she finally just got so tired of it. She's like, F you and the horse you rode in on. And he flipped his shit on her. And then he tried to tell me she was a liar and blah, blah, blah. And no, sorry. These are people who've been with me for a very, very long time. So with Callie, what like Sarah was telling me, that he treated her like crap on 2 of my streams. So she stopped going to any stream, stopped doing her readings, stopped posting anywhere. And you know what? I wish Callie had come to me, because again, you guys, just because somebody shows up on 1 or 2 shows does not mean that if they are hurting you or bullying you, and that I will ever support that, because I will never support that. Okay, I will never support that. If any of you have been hurt by him, please come to me and let me know. Come to Wayne. Come and let people know. Because that's the only way that this kind of thing can be found out. If I would have been made aware, of this sooner, I could have saved a lot of people pain. And I realize now, one thing I want to say is that I really realize now the brevity of which somebody even showing up on my stream has with you guys. You guys assume, if Cat likes somebody, they must be okay. And then you guys feel very safe with them. Okay? And that is why I really can no longer allow people outside of the people that I know and I trust. And Vintage to Vixen has been dear to my heart for a very long time. And, these other people that popped up around or right before the Huff thing, some of those people were flat out spies for the Huff Camp. And whether you guys want to believe it or not, when you guys see her recordings, you're gonna know very differently. But it allows people, when people do come on my show, to just think that if somebody's giving them fraudulent information or inaccurate information or what have you, that you guys can't talk to me. You can. I will never hold it against anybody if they come and say, you know what, I really have a bad feeling about this person, or I really don't like this person, or you know what, I liked your streams better before you had all these extra people. And the things that were said and done to you guys, Callie, Nicole, Sarah, Farnham, I don't know about Stephanie D. If any of you other guys, girls, whatever, guys or girls, I don't know, are involved with Zach, you need to understand that clearly whatever happened to Zach in his life, if he was indeed a part of a satanic cult, then maybe the demons are just not allowing him to ever find peace or friendship or harmony with humanity ever again. I don't actually know. You know, this, and this isn't just one person, okay, you guys. There are like 4 or 5 people that he had told that he, you know what, I better not say this live because I don't want this video to get taken down, but you know, murder, cannibalism, all the things that you hear about that go on in satanic cults. And I think he might have even been open about it on the show that he did, okay? But I didn't know about the murder, and I didn't know about the cannibalism until long into, not long into, because it really hasn't been that long since that original show happened with the Trump. I think that there are some sins that God can't even, will not forgive. So yeah, wow. I know, right? Wow. So, Callie, if you're out there and you're watching, I love you. Wayne loves you. We all love you. And I will not allow anyone to harm your reputation, to hurt you, to bully you, to do anything. Oh yeah, Nicole, I think he gave your number to everyone because he wanted girls, I think, to go and bully you and yell at you. And you know, I never had anything but like a good feeling about you. So you know what? There was a conversation had, three-way conversation between, well, several. Okay, Nicole, myself, Sarah, Zach, Amanda. Okay, and yes, it was all recorded. And you guys ought to know, if you're doing shitty shit things, it is a one-party record state. And if you're I will not ever record you guys in private conversations that we have. But if you turn around and you're a thief or a crook or a fake, and I then confront you about it, just guarantee I'm taping it. All right? It's no secret. I'm not going into anything with he said, she said. Haven't for a long time. Anthony Sanchez found that out really quick. Barbie, I have all that on tape. Barbara Fields, yes. I have the evidence that I say I have. And if, again, if you are a crook or you're a con or you have been found out and I call you and I confront you, you will be taped. So just know that. I'll just say that. It just is what it is. So we all have to stay together as a community, and we have to love and support one another, and we need to be honest with one another and having checks and balances so that something like this doesn't happen again. All right. And you know what? I'm probably, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Well, no, actually, um, man, that's gonna suck if I have to change my phone number again. I just ordered like all new business cards, and let me tell you, that is not an inexpensive thing. Um, so you guys, I am sorry that there are going to be times that we are collectively going to come across people that very possibly might even be living in their own delusion. Okay. Within the paranormal, when we go out into the field, we have to assess mental illness and things of that nature, because some people who think they have a haunting or hearing voices, they truly are voices in their head. And you have to be able to discern some of those things. And it's not always easy to do. It sometimes takes time to know these things. So I had no idea the things that were being said. I'm going to tell you the things that like he said about Wayne. If you guys heard these rumors, they are not true. He said that Wayne was assaulting me and beating me, and that he was a drug overlord, and he was going to prison for life, and that the cop that came to arrest him for beating me. Do I look beat at all? I mean, I only missed one show. I think y'all would notice. I don't even think he was in town at the time that he said it happened. And that then Wayne went to the cop's house and arrested him. It's just the most ridiculous stuff that I've ever heard. You know, Wayne and I have our struggles just like every other couple, but I assure you, and if you guys don't already realize this, in no way, shape, or form will any man ever lay a hand on me and live to tell about it. Okay? So, oh God, Harry, he was saying that and more. Ask Sarah. I mean, Jesus. God, the list goes on. Okay, the list goes on and on and on. And crazy. You know what? It's not even fair to say crazy town, because I don't want to judge anybody who has actual things going on that he must have going on to do that. To people who actually extended friendship, if he wanted to have friendships and to do that, he could have honestly had those, but that isn't. I think his path is destruction. So who are we to even know if he ever left? You know, you guys saw the tattoos with 666 and Leviathan and all of that. How do any of us even know if he left those cults? We don't. So we all have to be a little less trusting, which I hate, but it's just a fact. If I haven't learned that from the whole Barbie, Debbie, all that ordeal, I don't know what. I have to learn from these things, and it just is what it is. So, this video will stay up because I am not in any way, I am not lying about this. This is absolute truth. You can ask Sarah Farnham. You can ask Angie Benfolds. You can ask any of these ladies that had to deal with him. You can ask Amanda. You can ask God. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, because the fact of the matter is he was terrorizing these ladies. He didn't terrorize me, okay? But he was talking very badly about Wayne fault he might have beating me and being a drug lord and going to prison is not one of them. It's just stupid. You know, but you guys, truly be careful, guys, and keep it real. Come to me if you have anybody attack you. Well, Shannon Campbell, oddly you say that, because during that conversation, there were 4 ladies that heard the whole thing about, I'm not even going to repeat what was said, actually. Wayne can type it in chat if he wishes, but you know what? I'm still really, really disturbed by the level of things that I have been shown that he was doing to the people that come to my shows. It really, really disturbed me. In Cali, that when I heard that one, that was the last straw. So I was like, I can't, I won't, you know, and I had to struggle with, you know, there's enough drama in the paranormal without any rant videos from me or anyone else, but this had to be addressed, and I think I did it in a manner of which was respectful and honest and truthful. So I hope you guys can appreciate that, and I hope you guys can appreciate that I am the girl who's going to come forward when people do things wrong. And again, it doesn't make me the most popular, but I'm honest to my core. And nothing that I bring to you guys when I do a rant is ever not true. And I always have the evidence to back it up. Okay. So it took a lot of people a long time to come forward, because they didn't want to be booted. From chat, or they didn't want to speak out, or they didn't want to hurt my feelings, because they thought, you know, if he was on her show, then she really likes him. That's why people didn't come to me about Barbie and Debbie, and you know, which isn't, honestly, I do think one day Debbie's going to find out what Barbie's all about, and then she's going to really regret the choices that she made. But there are some people that are out there that are out there to con, they're out to fame jump. And with Zach, I think it was a way to try to score ladies, because quite a few were hit on by him. And I think that more people are probably going to come forward, okay? And you know what, Starry, we'll have to talk about that. And I hope you're doing good, sweetheart. I know you're healing from your surgery, and you know what they did to Steve Southwest Goes, all of those things. I was really, really shitty. So, you know, that being said, because of this whole thing, I will tell you that all of those items from the trunk, all right, are some of the most paranormally active things that I have, well, not ever come in contact with, but they rank right up there in the top 2, and 3. And when they were all brought together, they created a paranormal storm unlike anything I've ever seen. And although I don't wish to lose my computers and stuff like that anymore, I do not now believe that they were indeed part of a satanic cult. What they were, how they became paranormally active, I've told you guys what the actual story is, and you guys saw paranormal activity every single week. So because in my evaluation, okay, one thing you guys didn't know, okay, and neither did Zach. After the stuff in the trunk got cleansed that night, the level of dark or whatever subsided, but the items were still highly paranormally active. I did not take them to the trash. I did not do any of that. And my whole thing with haunted objects and items is to get paranormal activity. And sometimes the energies are darker than others. And sometimes they create like this forest fire of paranormal activity. But that's what I seek. So Wayne and I were doing private studies with the items from the trunk after that whole thing happened. And they no longer had that same, I don't know what the right word is for what they were, but if they were pure evil and used in satanic cult, and they were used to rip open another dimension in, the time-space continuum. Okay, that was kind of a Star Trek thing. Never mind. You get my point. The evil would have continued to come through, and it didn't. Paranormal activity never stopped, but there was nothing demonic that happened. So my assessment is I still don't 100% know about the exact origins or things that have to do with the items from the haunted trunk, but I do not believe, I think if anything, you know what, people like Eugenia just said, it could have been him. If he works with demons, he could have sent them here to make me have this level of panic. That's what dark does. So the good news is that you guys are going to be seeing the items from the trunk again, and you're not just going to see the items that were on those shows. The eBay person that listed okay, you guys, we talked about the whole Healing Waters Act thing, so now I'm going to close with some positive things and some fun things. Wayne and I bid on and won 4 separate lots, LOTS, from the people that are listing the items from the haunted trunk. So I do not think that they will be here by Saturday. If they are, then you guys are going to see the next installment of those items. And as usual, I will show you the eBay listing. I will tell you what the story is behind them. You guys will see same paranormal stuff that goes on, because I'm here to tell you that is real and 100% authentic. And like I said, we have been studying them privately since that event took place, and there's been no documented evil. You guys haven't seen me become possessed. You guys see me affected by paranormal items on occasion, but you know what? we have caught the shadow figures and things like that in you, but you know what? That's what I do. I study, collect, and work with haunted objects and items. That's my thing. On top of everything else, just that's my thing. And you guys love enjoying it with me. So the good news is, or if you're highly affected by the haunted objects or items, it may not be the show for you. But once I ascertained that everything else about Zach was not authentic or true, I then ascertained that the rest of it was also not true. So welcome back to the haunted trunk items. You'll be seeing more of those in the upcoming every week for probably the next 4 weeks. So not only will you be seeing the items from the haunted trunk back again because they are all still in the trunk. Hold on. You know, the trunk over there. Wait, where is it? Oops. There's my, there's the trunk. Everything that you see over there, which is where I normally film, but I'm chilling in my recliner, is going to be back front and center. And I think you guys are going to become reacquainted with oh, wait a minute. You know what? Somebody isn't reminding me to move my mouse. Hold on. Okay. Jalen Carr, the one night really freaked me out. You know what? I'm sure the trunk makes a lot of you nervous, but you know what? If it isn't satanic, then I'm going to continue to explore all that it is. So you guys have seen a lot stronger things on other. Okay, the scissors. Yes, clearly the scissors are very. There's still the creep factor, and there's the I don't know factor, and there's the whatever. But all of my research stopped. Okay, all of that research stopped after the satanic thing because it freaked me the hell out, and I don't want anything to do with Satanism. But since we had to take a step back and we had to continue to privately study, document, and go from there, and assess things for them being safe within reason to you guys and this, that, and the other. So, hey, Angie Bingfuls, and thank you for making the video you made, because had I not seen you make that, I never would have started to put two and two together, and I wouldn't know that I needed to look into it more. So you know what, in Jaylene, the thing is you guys know that some of the items that I collect that are haunted, that famous items, look at you know, Zach Bagan's Deadly Possessions, Peggy. Okay, there are people that can live in unison with very strong paranormally active items, and they themselves don't have harm come to them. Sometimes those energies are too strong for people that come to the shows, and if that is the case, then when we do those might not be the shows for you. But yes, it's all still in the lower half of the trunk, and it's all still here. And there are 4 new lots, LOTS, coming, and I think they probably will be here by Saturday, might be the first part of next week, but I will be printing out the stories. And again, you guys can always check. I'll give you guys the link to the eBay seller that is selling these paranormally active items. Okay, because you can go and you can bid on them yourself, and you can own your own little corner of the haunted trunk. Okay, but me, I was hooked then. I'm still hooked in, and I'm hooked now. And a lot of you guys also were fairly pretty interested and are interested in the things that I study and I'm into. So I do, Starry, think that the energy will be very different with the trunk sessions, because let's face it, if there are people that do work with demonic forces or even Satanism, they can send things to you and make things look and appear a certain way when really it wasn't attached to that stuff at all. That being said, those items are very, very strong and very intense. And, well, let's just say that the studies are going to continue. And if you guys, I will tell you that the name of the eBay, because you can go look, you'll absolutely see this is not, I'm not making these stories up. Good Guy on Board on eBay is the name of the lister of the items. You can read the stories. You can see what all has been documented since. And because of that, I lost 3 different lots of things from everything from that haunted trunk, which kind of pisses me off. But anyway, there's 4 other groups coming, so it's going to be pretty cool. So if you guys wish to continue to join me on my paranormal adventures, then keep tuning in. And I'm sorry that I do have to do these videos on occasion, but when something like this comes up, it pretty much just has to be done. So we will see you guys on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. Okay, so that's 9 o'clock Central Time Saturday night. That's 6 o'clock Pacific Time, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, and then whatever time that is in UK. 2 in the morning UK time. So please, I hope you keep tuning in. A lot of this is it's all live and it's all real, and none of it is ever fake. So you guys, we'll look forward to seeing you Saturday, and then there will be more shows the following week. And hello, Amanda Warner. And I look forward to seeing you guys, and I think you guys are going to be very interested in the show Saturday. I will be discussing the encounter I had with what I believe was an actual angel that came to me in human form, and I'll explain why. And well, there's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of paranormal things that took place this last week. Audible live voices being heard by my guests that were here. Shadows, knots, things getting knocked over. 4 light bulbs burn out, one after another, after another, after another, all in one night. So I think you're going to be very interested. I think this weekend is going to be pretty jam-packed, to say the least. And then the following weekend and the one after that, because you guys know that the one thing that without fail always happens is there's always strong paranormal activity. And I think that all of us coming together the way we do I think it brings that something to the table. I think as a collective, everyone who's interested in it, all of that energy and everything, I think it all lends to the paranormal experiences that we have. So Pamela Bostic, hello, shout out. And let me, you know what? Let me go ahead and do some shout outs as we're about to close. Jen TT, hey sweetie. You know, Jen TT is the one that the doll in one of the glass boxes that I got from. And, you know, Tim from Live Sci-Fi has, I think, one or two things from her that have shown to be very, very active. So let me do shout outs and I'll say goodnight for tonight. Charmy Vapes, Amanda Warner, Sarah Farnham, thank you for coming and moderating and for sharing your story with me. Taylor McCory, you know what, honey? Feels like nobody's replying to you. No, sweetie, I love you to pieces. And you know what? We add more mods as needed. So you guys, everybody, we love Taylor to pieces. And so yeah, Taylor, we love you. So I love having you there. Your energy is amazing and you're fun and I like you. And I really, I love seeing you at my shows. So, okay. Time Lord, Henry, Ghost Gazette, Harry Overstreet, Deb Just Me, Jaylene Carr. I said Jen TT, Starry, Stephanie D. Let's see here. Oh, hey, Steve, Southwest Ghost. Why didn't I see Steve pop up in there? Choctaw Girl, Eugenia, thank you for speaking up and coming and showing your support. Liz Rudder, Shannon Campbell, Charmy Vapes, I think I said Amanda Warner, Jaylene Carr, Susan Grasnio, Sylvia Sparks, and I did shout outs at the beginning, but if I missed you guys and you want to shout out Pearl, Patty Marinelli, Ghost Gazette, Shirley, hey Sissy, Angela Tarrant, anyone else? Good night, Diane. Good night, everybody. I'm going to go to bed now, and I'll see you guys on Saturday night, and Wayne will see you guys too. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a good evening, and continue to join in for the paranormal adventures because they're going to be good. So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys this weekend. All right.